statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be.
And now, Mike's Thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, what is up, what is up, what is up? The New York Jets are at it again. The New York Jets are, what do you call it? Playing with fire? Seem to be bending the rules a little bit? Seem to be playing in that gray area? What do you mean by that, Buck? Well, the Jets have officially put Greg Zuerlein on IR. Their kicker has been sucking all season long, and they're like, oh, you have a injury now. Greg Zuerlein hasn't been injured all season long. Has not been on one injury report all season long. Insert Tuesday. Insert 6 kickers come into MetLife Stadium. Insert 6 kickers are battling for this kicking position. The Jets signed 2 of them to the practice squad. And then, not even 24 hours later, Greg Zuerlein has an injury. Not even 24 hours later, Greg Zuerlein is out on the IR. Not even 24 hours later, the Jets promote one of those practice squad kickers to game time kicking. So let me ask you guys this question. I understand that some people use the IR as a extra roster spot. I understand that the IR is used legitimately with a lot of teams, but this screams corruption at its finest. This screams like we don't want to cut Greg because he's a good kicker, but we can't really bench him either because he need that extra roster spot. The issue is he's put him on IR. Now the NFL needs to step in. The NFL needs to step in and like, hey, Greg, what's really wrong? Did you walk around and you stubbed your baby toe on your couch randomly after the Jets brought in 6 kickers and you randomly got basically benched without being benched? Come on, man. This has to scream something. This screams like we are breaking the rules without breaking the rules, right? We are playing in that gray area, and by golly, we're going to do it because we're the New York freaking Jets. We got Aaron Rodgers. Guys, how can we fix this? How can we fix this? I'm curious. What do you guys think? Cue that intro.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour? Nation Michael Bakashi here with the Man Hour. Be sure to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise section, of course. Check out the blog section as well. Even though I have not wrote a good blog over there for a while, but that's just a part of the intro. Check out the blog section. But most importantly, guys, let's welcome Laura Hedrick into the chat. Let's welcome the newest Pigskin Pundit into the chat, Laura. Laura, thank you for becoming a Pigskin Pundit. Guys, be like Laura. Click on that link below. Become yourself a Pigskin Pundit. You get free entry into the NFL Week 9 Pick'em. Be like Carson and win yourself a weekly prize. He won a hoodie last week. This week, we're giving away another hoodie, but then the following week, we're giving away a jersey. We're giving away a jerseys, so bada bing, bada boom. Get there. Click on the link below that is pinned to get entered into this Week 9 NFL Pick'em. But good afternoon to you, Laura, as well. But, guys, we got a great story for you aligned with today. We are going to talk about, arguably, the game of the year. Arguably, the game that everybody has circled. Everybody that eyes are going to be peeled on this game, the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. We are going to talk about who needs this game more and why. And a topic of discussion that has been on the Man Hour Facebook page for a while now is Anthony Richardson. He has officially been benched. We knew that back on Tuesday, but people are upset that he is being benched. So we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about the Colts quarterback change and how good this is. And of course it is Wednesday, so that means it's Factor Crap Wednesday. Diontae Johnson got traded to the Ravens. We talked about that a little bit last night, but I dove in deeper into it, and we're determined that's a factor crap. Stephon Diggs is out for the rest of the season as well. We got to dive into that. Aaron Rodgers is back in the news. I don't want to spoil that, but Aaron Rodgers is back in the news. And Jameis Winston, he is going to turn around the Browns. He is going to turn around the Browns so much that they're going to become a playoff team. Are they? Factor crap, guys, coming up here. Before we get too carried away, let's welcome some people into the chat. We got another Pigskin Pundit. John Pebbles is in the chat. He says, my bad. I crashed and missed the power rankings. John, no worries, because you can go over to iTunes, iHeartRadio, or Spotify and listen to the podcast version of that said power ranking show. And spoiler alert, I messed up a little bit. I messed up on my power rankings. I done them early in the morning, and then I wanted to adjust some things, and I adjusted it, and then I adjusted it back, but it is what it is. But thank you for joining today. Got my man James Frank in the chat today. He says, hey, what up, y'all? What up, James? What up, James? What up, James? We're talking about your Browns today, James. So buckle up. And Laura says, I'm off work today because we got tornado possible late this afternoon. That is what's so great about the Tornado Alley is a good tornado. A good afternoon tornado. I love me a good tornado. I miss Kansas so much. James Frank says the Jets, our booty hole is on fire. As it should be. Good Lord. Like, come on, Jets. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Got my man Mark Deeds in the chat who says, what up, Buck? What up, Mark? What up, Mark? Had a great show with Mark last night doing the power rankings. And stay tuned, guys. Saturday night, Mark D and Hoffy do come back on. We discuss all of Week 9 Sunday's matchups, so we'll be talking about that as well. Da-da-da-dum-da-dum. Laura says, it's a rush. We are in enhanced area for weather, and she loves her hoodie. Yeah, Laura won, was it week 6 or week 5 NFL Pick'em? She got a hoodie and she loves it. She sent me a picture. She got this white one. It's a fall hoodie, so it is a little bit of lighter, but this one I got on is a thick one. So moving forward, we'll be sending out those because it is hoodie season. It is hoodie season. No, Diddy says, have you ever tried detox cider? I don't know what that is. My wife put some weird stuff on my feet to pull out the toxins and they turn black. So is that all? I don't know. And Packers need it more. We'll be talking about that. And John says, take calls on Saturday. Sure. We'll take calls on Saturday. Just for you. We'll take calls on Saturday. So guys, buckle up for Saturday. Toxic Table is around after hours Saturday night, breaking down the Week 9 NFL games, and we'll take phone calls. So John be like, my Lions are so great. You should not talk bad about my Detroit Lions. They're the greatest team ever. But spoiler alert, John's a Raiders fan. But guys, let's talk about a little bit of Week 9. Let's talk a little bit about potentially the game of the year. A team that my eyes are going to be on this game. I know John's eyes are going to be on on this game. There's going to be a lot of eyeballs on this game because potentially this could be a team that represents the NFC in the Super Bowl. This could be the team that wins this game could win the NFC North title. This is a game for battle for first place. The Lions, which are now 6-1 on the season, do travel to Green Bay in this Week 9 matchup, taking on the 6-2 Green Bay Packers. And like I said, this is a battle for first place. This is America's game of the week. Jordan Love has been listed day-to-day, so take a little bit of muster on, take a little bit of limelight out of this game, but he should play. Should play. We'll see, but he should play. Lions are currently our 3.5-point favorite in this game, but let's go on beyond that. Let's go beyond that, right? The Detroit Lions currently have the 6th ranked offense in the NFL, averaging 385 yards per game with 33 points per game. Good Lord, crazy. But the Green Bay Packers are even better. The 5th ranked offense, averaging 388 yards per game with 27 points per game. So when we look at this game, battle for first place, 6-2 Green Bay Packers, 6-1 Detroit Lions, the question is very, very simple. Very, very simple. Who needs this win? Who needs this win more? And when you look at it, on the surface, we have to say, oh, the Green Bay Packers need this game more. They can't drop the home game. If they lose this game, they are 2 games back in the loss, like in the loss column. The Green Bay Packers. But I'm going to take it one step further. It is not the Green Bay Packers that need this win more. It is the Detroit Lions that need this game more. The reason is because my man Jay, he was in the show last night. He's been all over my Detroit Post today, right? Lions fans are deeming themselves as the best team in the NFL. The Lions fans are deeming themselves as the Super Bowl contenders. The Lions fans are deeming themselves as the best team in the NFC. And the Lions, with a 3.5-point favorite, if they go into Lambeau Field and they lose this game, this could be a disastrous for the Lions fan base. It's going to be glorious for me because I'm going to put that cheese head right there. I'm going to put that cheese head on my hand. Like, go Pack, go, baby. Go Pack, go. But the Detroit Lions need this win more, right? They need this win more because they're supposed to win. They are supposed to win the North. They are supposed to be representatives of the in the NFC Championship game. They are supposed to go to the Super Bowl. So if you lose to a team in your division that's going to knock you out of first place, knock you out of your 5-game winning streak, knock you off your rocker, that's going to be a big ego blow. That's going to be a big ego blow for every Detroit Lions fan out there. That's going to be a big ego blow for the damn near perfect Jared Goff, MVP Jared Goff, I might have the last 5 weeks. This is going to be such a huge ego kick to the Detroit Lions face if they lose this game. That is why they need this win more. They need to go out there and they need to prove to the world that they can handle a top team in the NFL. They need to go out and prove to the world that they can dominate another top team in the NFL. Yo, I know, Buck, I know. They beat the Vikings a couple weeks ago. Yes, the Vikings were playing good football at the time. They were undefeated, but let's just be honest. Laura, I don't want to... No, I'm not going to apologize, Laura, because your Vikings overperformed. Let's just be honest. The Vikings were an overperforming team. Nobody expected them to be 5-0, 6-0, whatever they were. Nobody expected that. And truth be told, the Detroit Lions did dominate most of that game. Most of that game. So really, when you look at, if you want to flash back to last night, we had teams in our top 10 power rankings. We had the Denver Broncos like up there. We had the Washington Commanders up there. Who else do we have? We had the Pittsburgh Steelers like up there. And people are like, oh, who have they played? Who have they played? Who have they played? When you look at the Lions, who have they played? They played the Rams. They played the Cardinals. The Seahawks was a good win, right? They dominated the Cowboys. They played the Vikings, an overachieving team at that particular point, and then they dominated the Titans, right? So obviously they haven't played anybody either, and they need this win more because the Green Bay Packers have played people. They have played teams like the Philadelphia Eagles. They have played teams such as the Indianapolis Colts. They have played teams like the Houston Texans. Yes, they lost to the Eagles, but that's besides the point. They still played them and they still battled them. The Detroit Lions guys need this game a hell of a lot more than the Green Bay Packers, and it is going to show. It is going to show that when the Lions do lose to the Green Bay Packers this Sunday, I'm going to be like, I told you so. I told you so. So guys, in the comments below, let me know, who do you guys think needs this game more? Is it the Green Bay Packers or is it the Detroit Lions? Who needs this game more? Laura says the Lions are going to win it because the Packers suck. Well, Laura, I got 2 words for you. Go Pack, go. I know that's 3 words, but it's only 2 different words, so it makes sense. It makes sense. John says the toxic trio with a bash of douche. Whatever that's supposed to mean, John, because I don't know what the hell you're saying. The toxic trio with what? Are you talking about power ranking show? Come on, man. You're better than that. Joseph Zelaski over there on YouTube page. What's up, Joseph? I'm sure I'm butchering your name. I'm terrible with names. You'll learn that real quick here if you stick around here at the Man Hour. But he says the Green Bay Packers have nothing. Just saying. They have nothing. The Green Bay Packers have one of the best defenses in the NFL, Joseph. The Green Bay Packers have the 5th-ranked offense in the NFL, Joseph. And this was even when Jordan Love was out for those 2 games. Insert Malik Willis, and they decided, hey, we're going to pass him like 12 times and call it a day. So if you would take away those 2 games when Malik was out, and you diversify that, they are the 2nd-ranked offense in the NFL. What do you mean the Green Bay Packers have nothing? The Green Bay Packers have a damn good coach. Yes, the Lions have a good coach. He's not damn good, but he's a good coach. He's a good motivator. He's terrible at nut crunch situation times. Let's go it on 4th down on our own 30-yard line and blow the game away, right? Let's go it for 4 times in the red zone on fourth down, and we get turned away every time by the Dallas Cowboys. It's just ridiculous, right? The Green Bay Packers are better coached. They're a better overall team. Defense, offense, special teams. The Packers are a great team. What do you mean they don't have nothing, Joseph? Come on, man. They have everything that your team wants. They have everything that your team wants. Let me say it for you one more time. They have everything that your team wants, Joseph. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. John says the key to the Lions is to stop Josh Jacobs, and key for the Packers is to stop the Tatum. Gonna be David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, I mean, honestly, John, you make any team one-dimensional, whether it's the Packers, whether it's the Lions, whether it's the Buffalo Bills, whether it's the Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens. You make a team one-dimensional, you're going to win that game. That's obviously a key. That's an easy way out. You know what a real key to this game is to put pressure on Jordan Love. That's what the Detroit Lions need to do, is put pressure on Jordan Love. Simple as that. Laura, newest pick Tim punted out there, says Lions need it more to defend their wins so far this season. Put a stamp on the deal. Exactly, Laura. Exactly. People are boosting up the Lions. They're the best team in the NFL, Buck. Your power rankings are so wrong. They're great. I hear that all the time. In my inbox, in the post. They're great, they're great, they're great. But then, in the same breath, you want to say, oh, the Steelers shouldn't be up there because they haven't played nobody. In the same breath, you want to say, oh, the Commanders shouldn't be up there. They haven't played nobody. The Lions haven't played nobody. And when they did play somebody, they got beat by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, moving down the line a little bit, that Tampa Bay loss is going to look worse and worse and worse and worse because no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, and it's going to probably be a 500, 600 team, but it's a good Tampa Bay team. It was a good loss. A good loss, right? John says to tell them, Buck, the Lions hurt. Tell me where the Lions hurt you, Buck. The Lions didn't hurt me anywhere, John. I'm just speaking facts. The facts are that the Detroit Lions need this win more. It is. Laura says the Vikings sucked that game hands down. They didn't suck. They just, let's flash back to the Minnesota Vikings Detroit Lion game. First quarter, I was like, oh shit, hold my beer. The Minnesota Vikings are the real deal. Laura's going to be on cloud 9 come Monday's show. But then they just kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit. They didn't know how to close out that game, win that game per se. And Joseph's like, what happened to the number 1 Titans defense? I don't think the Titans have had a number 1 defense all season long. The Titans have been shit all season long. I was trying to justify them. Oh, they should be 4-2, 5-1 potentially, right? If Malik Willis if Will Levis just didn't suck so much. Titans are terrible. Titans are terrible from top to bottom. Go ahead and send Snead back to Kansas City, please, because he's rotting away there in Tennessee. John Cunningham says, get ready for I told you so, Buck. You ain't going to tell me so, bud. Sorry, buds. I'm working on my Wisconsin Weston, buds. you aren't going to tell me so because the Detroit Lions at some point in the season are just going to shit the bed. And hopefully it's for John, you as a Detroit Lions fan, I hope you guys shit the bed now. I hope come week 9, you guys shit the bed. And you guys really get out there and make a trade. You guys get out there and make a trade for a pass rusher. I hope the Detroit Lions get embarrassed this week because they have no pass rush. And that is the next part of this Detroit Lions Green Bay Packers game that we need to discuss, right? The one thing that I am worried about the Detroit Lions, which you guys are going to win a lot of games this season. You have a very favorable schedule moving forward. I think you want to play like 5 or 4 teams worth of damn for the rest of the season. It's like the Bills, the Vikings, and the Packers, and I think the 49ers, right? You guys are going to win a lot of games. The Detroit Lions are going to put up a lot of great stats. Jared Goff should win the MVP, barring some crazy output, right? But the fact of the matter is if the Detroit Lions do not get embarrassed this weekend or lose this weekend to the Green Bay Packers, it is going to affect a Super Bowl run. Because you guys are missing a pass rusher. You guys are missing a big increment part of your season. When Aiden Hutchinson went down a couple weeks ago versus the Dallas Cowboys and broke his leg, the Detroit Lions lost 50% of their pass rush. Half of the pass rush production out the window, gone with one guy down. Since then, no phone calls have been made, no text messages have been sent. Nothing in the media indicates that the Lions are making a move to bring in some type of pass rusher, some edge rusher, Darius Smith, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, somebody, a guy like Hassan Reddick, Josh Uche, or however you say his freaking name. The Lions are like, nah, we're good. And this is why ultimately the Detroit Lions need to lose this game on Sunday to the Green Bay Packers. They need it more, but they also need to lose it more. So it is a double-edged sword for the Detroit Lions. If we win, we need a win to solidify our wins and solidify how great we are, how awesome we are. But we also need to lose to realize, man, we really need a pass rusher. November 5th, better slow it down because we need to bring a guy in. Guys, the Detroit Lions are a good team. A great team. Well coached. Got all the right pieces in the right spots, right? They are going up in the rankings and doing good things, but damn it, they need a pass rush. So, John, I am glad you are in here, man. Thank you for tuning in. But get ready for, John, get ready for I told you so. Get ready for I told you so that if you do not bring a pass rusher in, the Detroit Lions are not going to go to the Super Bowl. They're not going to win a playoff game, and they're certainly not even going to win the NFC North. Because if you cannot get a pass rush on Sam Darnold, he's going to shred you up. As much as I hate on Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings, they're still a pretty good team. They're a very good passing team. You can't get pressure on him, he's going to beat your ass. You can't get pressure on Jordan Love, he's going to treat you like a $2 whore. Ride you hard, put you away wet. That's just the way it is. Though Josh Allen is going to make you a bad, bad baby that you are. You guys better figure it out real quick, John. You guys need to lose this game to the Green Bay Packers so you realize, oh shit, DJ Reader isn't our guy. Our secondary isn't that good with that prolific pass rusher. Our defense is looking shitty because we don't have that pass rush. Go out and get a guy, John. Go out and get a guy. James Houston, nah. Pascal, nah. McNeil, who? Get a pass rusher. Get a pass rusher. Get a pass rusher. Get a pass rusher. Joseph says Green Bay needs to win more. I can see why you're saying Green Bay, Joseph. I can definitely respect why you are saying Green Bay. You are saying Green Bay because it is a home game, right? If they lose this game, they drop 2 games out of first place in the loss category, and all of their wins are for naught, right? Yeah, they beaten the Colts and they beaten the Houston Texans, but you can't beat an NFC team that is good, right? So I could see why you guys say Green Bay needs it, and I definitely respect that. But honestly, the Lions do need it more, but they also need to lose more. The Lions are kind of in a catch-22 state right here. James Frank says, you are right. The Lions do need to win it more. I'm going to say they win, but it's going to be a good battle. And the Lions will probably win this game. Jared Goff and David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs is playing hell of a good football right now. They're having a little off-field issue with Jameson Williams, right, with the gun issues and PEDs and gambling and yada, yada, yada. Going to be the biggest what-if in the NFL sports, I feel, very, very shortly here. But if they do win this game, false sense of confidence, right? False sense of confidence like the, 2021 Arizona Cardinals, 2023 Philadelphia Eagles. You could see it. My man Derek's in the chat. What's up, Derek? He says, Lions don't eat cheese. Green Bay wants this win. Of course they want to win. Everybody wants to win. But you're saying the Green Bay Packers need it more. Both teams need it. I think the Lions need a little bit more. Jim Sal says, who cares? It's the NFC North. NFC North being the best division in football, Jim. The NFC North being the best team in the NFL. But it is what it is. Looks like we lost our Facebook feed, possibly. I'm not for sure what's going on. But if you guys are still listening, come on over to YouTube. But with that being said, what else we got here? What else we got? Laura says, one player does not make up the entire team and they're still winning. You are right. One player does not make the entire team, Laura. You are 100% correct. One player does not make the whole team. But when that one player is 50% of your pass rushing ability, it does. It does. One player does make up the whole team. John People says, folks with common sense agree. What? James Franks in the chat says, the Lions are going to end up with Jadarius Smith off of my squad. Potentially. We'll see. Adrian Key is the name they're throwing around. I don't know who Aiden Key is, John. WB Answer in the chat says, Aaron Donald might come out of retirement just to join the team. I don't know, man. I don't know. Kevin Cummings says, what drugs are you smoking? The Lions are the cream of the crop of the North. What? No, they're not. Yeah, they are. BMW 274 says Mason Rudolph threw for 266 yards to only get sacked one time. Should already be enough reason to go get some without losing this weekend. BMW is stating facts right there, guys. BMW 274 says Mason Rudolph and the Tennessee Titans only got sacked one time versus the Lions. Now, BMW, those 266 yards are a little bit flawed. He did throw for like 40 times in that game, right? They threw the ball all over the place. I don't understand why. They tried to fight fire with fire for some reason. But, yeah, you are correct. John says, not arguing it would be great to get another guy. They can still win without the one. Although you are saying DJ Ritter, McNeil, that's insane. You clearly don't watch enough Lions football. No, I'm saying DJ Rader is not the guy. And I'm saying James Houston is not the guy. McNeil, who? That is the question. Kevin says your stream ending. Looks like now I'm back on Facebook. What is going on? Did Facebook drop or what? I'm totally confused, guys. Sorry about that. Mad Monkey, I assume that's Kevin, says, what I miss? Nothing. Me just going through some comments and BMW bringing up a great point saying that Mason Rudolph threw for 266 yards, only get sacked one time. That is enough reason for the Detroit Lions to go get somebody. Not wrong. But when I look at this game, the Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions, both teams are atop of the NFC, right, guys? Both teams are sitting at 6 wins on this young NFL, not really young, teenager age NFL season. And we dive deep into this game and we look, could potentially the NFC representative of the Super Bowl come out of this game? Does the winner of this game represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? And it would make sense, right? Detroit Lions flying high, looking great, looking like the stud team that they are. The Green Bay Packers kind of flying under the radar, honestly. People are like saying, the Green Bay Packers have nobody. I'm just saying, right? The Green Bay Packers is up and coming. But to say that the Super Bowl representative comes from this game, I'm going to tell you to slow it down, baby. I'm going to have to tell you to slow it down, baby. Because let's not be sleeping on the San Francisco 49ers. Let's not be sleeping on the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I understand Jameson said this team is dead to me. They're dead. They're nobody. They're crap, whatever, right? But then you got the teams like the Eagles that are up and coming. You still got the Bucs that could potentially get a receiver still. And you still got the Atlanta Falcons. Guys, the NFC might be the biggest open it has ever been. You have teams like the Lions, like the Packers, the 49ers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Eagles, and the Falcons. Those are 6 teams that all could potentially win the Super Bowl. And if the Commanders make it and stay hot and be hot, get that little momentum, get that swag in them, it could they could have a Super Bowl run too. So, as it would be nice to say this is the default NFC championship game, yada, yada, yada. But truth be told, it is not. Truth be told, it is not. The NFC is still wide open, still has a lot to go. And yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. But what do you guys think? Who needs that win more? Green Bay Packers or the Detroit Lions? Derek's asking, what is your costume for Halloween? I'm thinking Andy Reid. Our Halloween costumes this year are Mario Brothers. So I am Luigi. My youngest son is Mario. The oldest son is Bowser. And then my wife is Princess Peach. So we're going as a Mario Brothers or Mario. I think it's Super Mario 3. I think it is. Whatever. They are really, really into that. Laura says the Lions need it more. Get out of here with that. Get out of here. I'm kidding. But let's move on. Let's move on to a topic that has people kind of up in arms. People that are really divided on our Facebook page and about how Anthony Richardson has officially been benched. Joe Flacco will start this weekend on Sunday Night Football versus the Minnesota Vikings. Now, as you guys know by now, Anthony Richardson tapped out of the game versus the Houston Texans. He had 3 quarterback scrambles, and he tapped himself out on 3rd and goal, said he was tired, right? At first, everybody thought he was injured, right? Because he did take a big hit. He bounced back up. It's like, right? In the press conference, he said, I'm tired, and kind of smirked about it, right? He was kind of like, yeah, I was just tired. Later on Monday, Shane Steichen said, we are evaluating all aspects of our team and moving forward, a.k.a. Anthony Richardson, you are being benched. What basically he was saying without saying. Tuesday, it came out that Anthony Richardson has officially been benched and Joe Flacco will start. So when we look at the benching, right, people are saying he is being benched because he tapped himself out. That is unfair. If he's tired, he's tired. What can you do about it? Well, first thing when I say what can you do about it is you fine the kid until he cannot pay fines anymore for being tired, right? You are a professional athlete. You are paid to be in shape. You are paid to be in game time ready. And I heard defenses like, oh, he was injured all week, whatever. You don't lose conditioning in 1 week. Yes, it might hinder it, but you do not lose all your physical conditioning in 1 week. I think Kevin brought it up saying he was drafted to be based off his athleticism, and now he's tired, right? The point of the matter is Anthony Richardson has been playing bad football, and the icing on the cake was him tapping himself out. He is the worst starting quarterback in the NFL, hands down. He is the problem. Now, I understand when the Colts drafted him, I was expecting him to sit down a year or two, right? Because they brought in Gardner Minshew, thought he could be a mentor, right? Be that guy. And then I think they had Matt Ryan on the roster still too. I was expecting him to get benched, to be backup, to be a backup to some starting quarterback. Shane Steichen like, nah, he's our future. Let's start him. I think that was the beginning of the end for Anthony Richardson. So when you look at Anthony, quarterback play sucks, his effort sucks, and his preparation sucks. So they did the right thing by benching him. Let's just be honest. Now, just because you get benched doesn't mean that your career is over, right? It doesn't mean that your career is over, because Anthony Richardson does have a fallback plan. He can be a rapper still. I'm kidding. But I think Anthony Richardson's career is done in like Indy. I think it is 100% done, and he has no future in Indianapolis for the Colts at all. So, guys, let me ask you this question. If you are an organization outside of Indianapolis, say you are the Browns, say you are a team like the Miami Dolphins, the New York Giants, the Jets, who else could need quarterbacks this next season? Maybe the Seattle Seahawks. There are teams out there that are going to need some quarterbacks. Do you take a flyer on Anthony Richardson? Do you call the Colts right now and be like, hey, we'll give you a 5th round pick for this guy. We'll give you a 7th round pick for this guy. Obviously, he is not your guy. He is not your guy moving forward, and you keep him on your roster, it's going to be a dead cap hit. It's going to be dead weight, yada, yada, yada. Do you guys take a flyer on Anthony Richardson if you guys are an organization outside of the Indianapolis Colts? Let me ask you that question. Mad Monkey says, benching AR is the best decision that Indy could have made. This is 100% facts. 100% facts. And Mad Monkey says, as a coach, you can't tell me you wouldn't let your quarterback play the next game if you pulled that shit. So, Kevin, we were actually in a similar position this season, right? We had a player. He was a running back, not a quarterback, but it was kind of nut crunch time in a game. We were definitely utilizing him a lot, and he had a few big runs, and he was trying to tap himself out. I was like, yeah, I understand you just ran 80 yards, it got called back. You ran another 60 yards, it got called back. You need a break, right? Other coaches were going ballistic. Oh, we need you, whatever, yada, yada, yada. As a running back, it's okay to tap yourself out. As a receiver, it's okay to tap yourself out. As a lineman, it's okay to tap yourself out. But as a quarterback, you cannot tap yourself out. As a quarterback, you are paid. You are in that position to be the leader. You are paid in that position to be the man, the myth, the legend. You are in that position to show no freaking fear. If it is 3rd and goal, we're down by 10. We need 2 scores to win the game, and you are balling and you tap yourself out, you are damn straight, Mad Monkey. You are damn correct that I would not be playing that quarterback in the future. Not only would I run his ass into the ground the next 3 practices, he would find himself as a 3rd-string quarterback minimum. Minimum. Exactly. Derek says his new number should be 0 or add take to 5 for his 5. What? His new number should be 0 or add to take to his 5 for take 5. So 55 or 0. I see what you did there. I see it there. Now, AR only used 2/3 of the field. Look at his throwing chart. He barely threw to the left side of the field. Being a quarterback in the NFL, it is hard enough as is. Why make it harder on yourself by not using the whole field? And Mad Mucky, I'm going to take it one step further. Every time he would roll to the right and scramble to the right, he would look to throw the ball. When he would scramble to the left, he would look to run the ball. AKA, I cannot roll left and throw across my body. Where's your athletic ability there, my man? Quarterback could use a new. Cowboys could use a new QB. Meh. Colts will win Sunday night. Unfortunately, the Vikings are on a losing streak and will be there for a while. Wow, Laura. Wow. Have some faith in your boys. But speaking of Sunday night, Joe Flacco has been named starter for the Colts on Sunday Night Football. Me and Mark D sat here on the show many times saying that the Joe Flacco was better for the Indianapolis Colts than Anthony Richardson versus the Jags, versus the Steelers, versus whoever else they played next, right? And truth be told, this was the best decision that they could have made. This was the best decision out there for the Indianapolis Colts if they want to move forward. So we got to ask the question, can Joe Flacco lead the Colts to the playoffs? Can we flack around and find out with the Indianapolis Colts this year like he did with the Browns last year? So when we look at the Colts record, guys, right, they are sitting stagnant in the AFC South, sitting at second in that division, sitting at 4-4. They are 2 games behind in the loss column to the Houston Texans. When you look at the AFC as a general, as a whole, there are a lot of good teams in there, right? Let's look at the obvious division winners as of right now. We got the Chiefs, we got the Bills, we got the Texans, and then we have the let's just put the Baltimore Ravens up there, right? Those 4 teams are for sure going to make the playoffs by winning the division. When you look at the wild card, as of right now, if the playoffs were to start right now, you'd have the Steelers in there. You'd have the Broncos, and then you have the Chargers, right? They're all going to probably be 9 to 10 win teams, if not 11 win teams. There is going to be a 10 win team that probably misses the playoffs this season. So when you hear that 10-11 magic number, the Colts sitting at 4 wins right now, they're probably going to need 7 wins for the rest of the season to make it, to have an opportunity to make the playoffs. They do play the Vikings on Sunday Night Football. It's at Minnesota, so I'm going to chalk that up as a loss. Although I thought the Vikings were going to go on a 3-game losing streak, that addition of Cam Robertson to the left tackle was huge. I think that's a big momentum boost that they need. But then they play the Bills. That's probably going to take an L, right? Then they play the Jets. That's 1 win. Lions, a loss. Patriots, you can't really sleep on the Patriots, but let's give them that 2nd win. And then they play the Broncos. Probably not going to happen. It's at Mile High. But then they play the Titans, Jaguars, and Giants to end the season. So that's 5 more wins that I can kind of chalk up for the Colts moving forward. That gives them 9 wins. So 9 wins is not good enough to make the playoffs, I don't think, in the AFC. Unless they win the AFC South, obviously, then that is enough. But as a wild card, 9 wins, I don't think is going to get you into the playoffs. So as we all agree that benching Anthony Richardson is the right move for the detriment of the team, for the sake of the head coaching, for not losing his respect in the locker room, yada, yada, wasting Joe Flacco is kind of stupid as well. Because I think you're on the outside looking in at the playoffs. Now, if you upset the Vikings, potentially, right? But I do think Anthony Richardson comes back in this season. Whether it be after the losing 3 of the next 4 versus the Vikings, Bills, and Lions and comes back into the Patriots game, at some point we're going to see Anthony Richardson come back in. So, guys, let me ask you this question. Can the Indianapolis Colts make the playoffs with Joe Flacco as the starting helm? It is what it is. Colts are not beating the Minnesota Vikings. They might. Laura says, I'm a diehard Vikes fan, and we're in a slump. And when the Vikings are in a losing streak, they stay there for a long time. What? Not wrong. But, guys, I am really, really bummed right now that the Facebook stream just dropped. So I don't know what is going on. I don't know if my internet dropped and then the stream dropped. I don't know what happened. But we are over here on YouTube.com. /man hour, guys. This is I always stream to Facebook and YouTube for this particular reason. So if you guys are new here, coming over from Facebook, watching us here on the YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon so you do get notification and links when we do go live. But it is Wednesday, and you know what we do on Wednesday is a beautiful thing called Fact or Crap. So I've been scouring the old interwebs, and we've been looking at things, and we're going to determine if that's fact or if it is a crap. So be sure to play along in the comments below, guys, because fact or crap is a very, very fun thing. Very, very fun thing. Derek says, no, I'm not going to subscribe. Mad Monkey says, we'll just have to share this to your Facebook page. The YouTube link? Sure, we'll share it there. But the first fact or crap of the day, let's scroll down, see where we're at. We are going to talk about a thing that we brought up yesterday, a thing that I believe Ant brought up in the water cooler talk toward the end of the day, and this was Diontae Johnson being traded to the Baltimore Ravens. I didn't know a lot of facts. I thought you guys were kind of trolling me at first, but we did clarify it. I believe Kevin clarified it later in the show, saying yes, it indeed was a real thing, but 24 hours has passed, and Diontae Johnson is officially a Baltimore Raven pending a physical, right? He's doing the physical today. So the Ravens did trade a 5th-round pick for Diontae Johnson to the Carolina Panthers. So, guys, we got to ask this question. Fact or is it crap? This is a huge trade and game-changing trade for the Baltimore Ravens. So earlier this offseason, Diontae Johnson was traded from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Carolina Panthers. So far this season, he just has 30 catches on 357 yards. He's also only found the end zone 3 times. Granted, it has been with Bryce Young and Andy Dalton, and he's missed 2 games for sure. But 30 catches on 357 yards, nothing to write home about. But if you look back at his time in Pittsburgh, he was consistently a 700 to 800 yard receiver year in and year out. He actually did break 1,000 yards back in 2021 when he had 107 catches for 1,161 yards. And like I said, he's been about a 750 to 800 yard average outside of that one outlier season. Now, when you look at Diontae Johnson, he is a down the field threat. He is a receiver that does get separation when the other people like Rashad Bateman and Nelson Aguilar could not do for the Baltimore Ravens. So, fact or crap, is this a huge trade for the Baltimore Ravens? And truth be told, I think this is a crap move. This is a waste of time move. This is not adding to what they need help with, right? The Baltimore Ravens, guys, have the number 1 offense in the NFL. Every major stat category, they are either number 1 or tied for number 1. By adding Johnson into the mix, it's not going to really help them a lot, right? They are a run-first team. If anything, it's going to make the Ravens worse because we saw the first 2 weeks of the season. We saw the first 2 weeks of the season when the Ravens struggled, when they did not run the ball and use Derrick Henry effectively. On that 5-game winning streak, they were using Derrick Henry effectively, and they were doing great things. Let's just be honest. Adding Diontae Johnson into the mix is going to want that offense to be a 4-wide set again. Get into shotgun and, kind of try to sling the ball around. And there's a reason why the Steelers traded Diontae Johnson to the Carolina Panthers. It's because Diontae Johnson wants to get paid and he wants the ball. He is on the last year of his contract as well. This is a bad move by the Baltimore Ravens. This is a terrible move by the Baltimore Ravens. By adding Diontae Johnson into the mix, it may have took them out of that Super Bowl conversation. I thought the Ravens kind of had a runaway shot to the AFC Championship game, if not getting into the Super Bowl. Adding Diontae Johnson into this mix, kind of like, what? So, guys, in the comments below, fact or crap? Is this a game changer move by the Baltimore Ravens by adding Diontae Johnson to their lineup? Laura says crap. This was a mistake. This is a bad move. This is crap, crap, crap. Mad Monkey says Sir drops a lot, came in with high upside, low downside. But it was a horrible pickup. The Ravens don't utilize the weapons they have now. Not wrong. Not wrong. Derek says, can he block downfield when Lamar runs? I don't know. Most receivers don't want to block. Most receivers want to run routes and catch the ball. They don't want to block. They don't want to get in the mix. That's why they're receivers. Mad Monkey says, Ratbirds fans claim they have zero weapons. I have heard this going on 3 seasons now, but this year they have only said it they aren't going to lose. This is what pisses me off about the Ravens fans in general, right? When Lamar Jackson wins games, oh, it's all about Lamar Jackson. He's so great. He's so this. He's so on top of the world, right? But when they lose, like they lost to the Browns last week, right? Oh, our receivers are terrible. We have no running game. Our defense is terrible. It's everybody else's fault but Lamar's. And then on top of that, we don't have no weapons. We need receivers. We need this, and this. Every year they go out and get a receiver. Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers, Diontae Johnson. Oh, we don't have nobody. I don't know. Derek says crap. He thinks a crap move as well. He also says that 5th round pick could have helped their offensive line. Or it could have helped their defense. The problem in Baltimore is not the offense. Offensive line could always use help, right? Add depth, add talent, whatever. But the defense is terrible. The defense in Baltimore is terrible. And I know some people are saying, oh, it's the young offensive coordinator's fault. He's still learning how to play, like call plays and all the other stuff. Okay. It still doesn't excuse the fact that your secondary is terrible. Whatever. It is what it is. Let's move down south. Let's stick in the AFC, but let's move down to the south. Stephon Diggs. He did tear his ACL last Sunday versus the Colts. It kind of flew under the radar. Only one person reported, I believe it was Ian Rappaport, reported that he will be out for the rest of the season. DeMarco Ryans come out and said today that, Diggs is definitely out for the rest of the season, but the rest of the team will pick up his slack. So guys, fact or crap, will this affect the Super Bowl chances for the Houston Texans moving forward? So when we look at the Houston Texans, guys, last season, they kind of came out of nowhere. CJ Stroud played out of his mind, right? They did go in and they beat the Browns in the wild card game, went to Baltimore and got their dick smacked in the dirt in the divisional round. This offseason, they added players like Stephon Diggs and Danielle Hunter and Algier, right? They had a super caliber team, and they're doing good things. And of course, the biggest addition to me was Stephon Diggs. Now, Stephon Diggs has not been blowing up the league with his stats, even though he does lead the team with 47 catches and 496 yards. Second on the team is Nico Collins with 32 catches and 567 yards, which I think he hasn't played the last 2-3 weeks, right? And Tank Dell is obviously having a down year with only 24 catches and 229 yards. So with that being said, with Diggs out, Nico Collins still on the IR for another week, Tank Dell really not doing much of a factor. Is it fact or crap? Does this loss of Stephon Diggs affect the chances that the Houston Texans have at going to the Super Bowl? And I have to say fact. I have to say fact because of the simple fact is that Stephon Diggs is more than just a receiver on the field. Stephon Diggs is more than the leading pass catcher for the Houston Texans. Stephon Diggs was the player that you put on the field to make it so teams cannot put 8 guys in the box to stop the runs. He was the player that that when he was on the field, you cannot double team Nico Collins, right? You cannot double Schultz, right? Stephon Diggs was that player, was that X factor that when he was on the field, it changed the whole dynamic of the game. Like Chris Godwin for the Bucks, like Brandon Ayuk for the 49ers, right? Like Hopkins is going to be for the Kansas City Chiefs. It changed the whole dynamic of how a defense will play the Houston Texans. When Stephon Diggs was on the field, Joe Mixon and Cam Akers was able to eat. They were able to get that running game going. Nico Collins was able to push the ball down the field, right? And CJ Stroud had that security blanket. Now, I didn't think the Houston Texans were going to go to the Super Bowl as is. I thought they were a team that could potentially go from first to worst, right? They were actually my second pick from a team that go from worst or from first to worst. But this definitely solidifies that I think the Super Bowl window for this season has been shut. Losing a Stephon Diggs hurts, right? So, guys, fact or crap, by losing Stephon Diggs to a torn ACL for this 2024 NFL season, does this hurt the Houston Texans Super Bowl chances? Mad Monkey says, crap. Diggs was like their third string receiver. He was their second string receiver, but just because you are second on the depth chart doesn't mean you aren't the first line of defense. Doesn't mean you're not out there balancing the defense, make them thinking about you, right? Chris Godwin comes to mind, and that's how I think Stephon Diggs was being used by the Houston Texans. Laura says, seeing that injury report was kind of sad. Even though Diggs is a crybaby and threw fits everywhere he has been, he's always sucks to see a good player go down. Honestly, Laura, it always sucks to see any player go down. I don't care if it's on a rival team or my team, or it sucks when a person's career could potentially be ended by a injury, and it just sucks. Derek says, why doesn't anyone want him there in the locker room? I don't know. I have not heard anything bad come out of Houston. Now, I've seen some of his fits on the sideline, but that is just a competitive nature, right? That is the competitive nature of like, hey, we're getting beat and you're not even looking at me, right? So in his mind, he's still probably 27 years old, 26 years old, a top receiver in the NFL. But I don't know if people don't want him in his locker room. I just think he has that young man mindset still. I don't know. Diggs is why Minnesota Miracle happens. Diggs is a huge loss. Huge loss. Huge loss. That's why, guys, I think it is a fact. Next up. Jameis Winston. Jameis freaking Winston and the Cleveland Browns. As you guys know, Jameis Winston was named AFC Offensive Player of the Week last week in his win over the Baltimore Ravens. Since then, Kevin Stefanski has named Winston as starting quarterback going into Week 9 after his solid Week 8 game. So we got to ask the question, is it fact or is it crap that Winston will turn around the Cleveland Browns season? Is it a fact or crap that Winston will help the Cleveland Browns become a 500 team moving forward? Is it fact or crap that Winston is the quarterback of the future for the Cleveland Browns? Let's flash back a little bit. Let's slow it down. Winston started his first game since 2022 when he started Week 8 versus the Baltimore Ravens. He and the Browns team collectively snapped their 5-game losing streak. Now, Offensive Player of the Week, he did go 27 for 41. However, he did throw for 341 yards with 3 tutties, including 0 interceptions. Now, count the ones that were dropped. We'll digress from that. Nick Chubb is getting more involved in the offense now. He had 16 carries for 52 yards last weekend, more than triple yardage from Week 7 versus the Bengals when he had 11 carries for 22 yards. The Browns are now also Week 2 going into Week 3 without Amari Cooper, which he was traded to the Buffalo Bills for a 3rd-round pick. So life after Amari Cooper is starting to get a little bit more easier, right? We can finally move on. So is it fact or is it crap that Jameis Winston will help turn around the Browns season? Guys, this is crap. This is crap. Derek, I don't want to, or James, I don't want to shit on your Browns, but the simple fact of the matter is Winston did not play that great. Winston, yes, had 340 yards passing. Yes, he had 3 touchdowns, but we are singing a totally different song, a totally different verse, a totally different genre if Hamilton catches that game-winning interception. We are talking a different song if Lamar Jackson completed that touchdown pass to the wide-open receiver, which he overthrew. We are singing a totally different song if the Baltimore Ravens defense caught that interception in the end zone. I believe it was Hamilton, again, hit him in the hands. Guys, the Browns were trying to give that game away, and the Ravens were like, oh, we don't want it. We don't want this interception. We don't want this interception. We don't want to catch that pass. The Ravens gave that game away. And the Browns were trying to give that game away. Seriously, if Hamilton catches that interception, we are not praising Winston the way we are. He is not on Good Morning Football. He is not making Eminem rap lyrics press conferences. We are singing everything different. The Browns are they're in a season right now. They're in a funk and they're in a season that they're not going to be able to get out of. It is a long season for them, and they are starting to understand that, right? Amari Cooper, out. Jadarius Smith, probably going to be out in the next few days, right? Guys, the Brown season's done. It is done. It is over. Winston can't save it. It is crap. So, guys, factor crap. Will Jameis Winston turn around the old Cleveland Browns? Browns do Brown things. Patrick Mahomes couldn't save the Browns. That's because Patrick Mahomes is a system quarterback, Kevin. But, guys, it is time for some water cooler talk. It is time to gather around the old water cooler, and it is time to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. If something is bothering you, if something is pending you, if something is you just want to get off your chest, let's talk about it. So, guys, in the comments below, anything you want to talk about, let's talk about. Let's talk about it, and let's figure it out. It could be NFL related. Hell, it could be life related. I don't really care. It is what it is. But we got to address this comment. Mad Monkey says, got to stop with these what-if scenarios. It is not a what-if scenario. It is just, it is a what-if scenario, but it is a good scenario to be thinking about, right? Because what if they do catch that, right? I don't know. It is what it is. Derek says, who replaces Luke Getsy? So Luke Getsy is he used to be the Ravens offensive coordinator and now got hired by the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken. So he is calling for plays for Gardner Minshew moving forward. At this point, does it really matter? Does it really matter? There is going to be somebody in Las Vegas next year. I'm sorry. So he's calling plays for the Bears. My fault. He's calling plays for the Bears. I don't think the Bears ever make a change, to be honest, Eric. I don't think the Bears are interested in changing play callings, right? Because the play calling has got extremely better the last few weeks. Yes, they had a little lapse last week versus a good Commanders team, but I don't think they replace them. And if it were to be somebody, it's got to be somebody young and hip and cool, right? Like, I don't know. But if they were to move on from Luke Getsy, I think they should pull what the Packers pulled, right? The Packers pulled in the defensive coordinator from Boston College. He is doing great things. And so let's look at a head coach in the college rank that wants to get up into the NFL level that might have a defensive mindset, or offensive mindset. A team that putting up a lot of points. I don't know. That is tough. I don't think the Bears move on from them. The safety didn't fall down. in the Minnesota Miracle. The safety tried to give Diggs the legs and sheesh. Derek says, did you see the 1 yard? Did you see the 1 yard out he put an OG at wide receiver? He also put the was it offensive guard at fullback too, right? That he fumbled the ball. They said Caleb fumbled the ball, but something happened, right?